You've stayed late every night this month. You never miss a deadline. You've said yes to every extra project. And yet, someone else just got the promotion you wanted. If that sounds familiar, this video is going to explain exactly why hard work alone almost never gets you promoted and what actually does. Most of us were taught a simple equation growing up. Work hard, get rewarded. Good grades came from studying. Good pay came from effort. So it's natural to assume the workplace follows the same rule. But companies don't promote based on effort. They promote based on perceived value and risk reduction. That's a totally different game, and nobody explains the rules to you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The person working 60-hour weeks and the person working 40-hour weeks can generate the exact same result in the eyes of leadership, because what gets noticed isn't hours. It's visibility, judgment, and trust. 3 things move the needle far more than hours worked. First, visibility of your work. If you solve a hard problem quietly at your desk, nobody above you knows it happened. The people who get promoted aren't necessarily doing more. They're better at making sure the right people know what they did. That's not bragging. That's basic communication. Second, decision-making under ambiguity. Anyone can execute a task they were told to do. Promotions go to people who can look at a messy, undefined problem and make a reasonable call without being told exactly what to do. That's the actual skill being tested for the next level. Third, how you make your manager's life easier. This one sounds cynical, but it's practical. Managers get promoted based on their team's output looking good to their boss. Someone who proactively removes problems from their manager's plate becomes indispensable in a completely different way than someone who just does their assigned tasks well. Here's the part nobody tells you. Overworking without visibility can actually hurt you. If you're the person who says yes to everything and works nights and weekends, you start being seen as reliable execution, not leadership material. Ironically, the harder you grind at tasks, the more you get typecast as someone who's great at tasks, not someone who should be managing other people doing tasks. This is why some of the most average performers on paper get promoted over people who are clearly working harder. They've positioned themselves as strategic, not just diligent. So what actually works? 1. Make your work visible briefly and regularly. Not bragging, just short updates. A quick weekly note to your manager. Here's what I finished. Here's what's blocked. Here's what's next. This takes 5 minutes and changes how you're perceived over months. 2. Volunteer for ambiguous problems, not just more tasks. Look for the messy project nobody wants to own, the one without a clear owner or clear instructions. Taking initiative there signals next-level thinking far more than doing your existing job well. 3. Ask your manager directly what promotion ready looks like. Most people never ask this. A simple question, what would you need to see from me to feel confident recommending me for the next level? Gives you the actual rubric instead of guessing. 4. Build relationships outside your immediate team. Promotions are often decided in rooms you're not in, by people who barely know your work. Being known positively by people 2 levels up matters more than most people realize. Hard work is the entry fee. It gets you in the game, but it's never been the thing that gets you promoted. Visibility, judgment, and relationships are. If you've been quietly grinding and wondering why it's not translating, the fix isn't working harder. It's making sure the right people can see what you're already capable of. If this was useful, subscribe. This channel breaks down the unwritten rules of career growth every week. And drop a comment. What's one thing about office politics you wish someone had told you earlier?